Gentlewoman from Minnesota is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself as much time as I may consume. If we defeat the previous question, Republicans will offer an amendment to the rule to provide for the additional consideration of H.R. 5586, the Prohibiting IRS Financial Surveillance Act, authored by Representative Ferguson. Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to insert the text of my amendment into the record, along with the extraneous materials immediately prior to the vote on the previous question.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Requiring banks and federal credit unions to disclose personal details about their customers' accounts is an extreme invasion of privacy, and it would have terrible implications for community banks and credit unions in my district and across the country. I suppose I really shouldn't be surprised about this egregious attempt on behalf of the Democrats. They clearly want as much government involvement as possible in every possible part of American citizens' lives. I may not be surprised anymore, but I continue to be disappointed that they refuse to listen to the American citizens who time and time again say they want big government out of their lives and their wallets. Mr. Speaker, I yield 3 minutes to the representative from Georgia.
Gentleman from Georgia is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in opposition to the previous question. There's absolutely no denying that the Democrats want to control every part of your life by allowing the IRS to snoop into your bank accounts. This is wrong. And for what? It is really, truly all about control. And this unlawful surveillance is their latest gambit. The Democrat snooping scheme includes hiring 87,000 new IRS agents. That's at a cost of almost $80 billion. That's almost enough IRS agents to fill up Sanford Stadium at the University of Georgia on a Saturday for a football game. Now, I'll take a college football stadium full of SEC fans cheering on the Dogs, but not one full of IRS agents. The proposal that the Democrats have put out claims to only go after wealthy tax cheats. But at its core, this is going to target every single farmer, every single family, every single gig worker, every small business owner, and just about anyone that pays rent or pays a mortgage. And their bogus attempts to scale it back are meaningless.
Children, I think
at any number, this is wrong. Think about how long it would take paying $200 a month out of your bank account, or $200 a week out of your bank account, to get to the $10,000 number that they have proposed. Mr. Speaker, simply put, the Democrats' IRS surveillance plan is flat out wrong. It's an outright violation of the Fourth Amendment of every American. Government has no business sifting through your personal information. This is a foundational principle that this country was built on. I'll say it again, whether the amount is $1, $600, $10,000, or $1 million. Giving the IRS this kind of unfettered and unchecked power is wrong. The threshold is irrelevant. Americans know that this is wrong. We know it's wrong, and our colleagues on the other side of the aisle know that it's wrong. Our colleagues on the other side of the aisle are so desperate to find revenue to fund their big government socialist programs that they're willing to violate the constitutional rights of our fellow Americans. This is wrong. It's egregious on every front. Once again, we know it, they know it, the American people know it, and that's why we're pushing back. Mr. Speaker, I urge my colleagues to defeat the previous question so that we can restore some reason and sanity and put an end to this absurd proposal for the IRS to snoop on Americans' bank accounts. Defeat the previous question so we can vote to prohibit IRS financial surveillance of Americans' bank accounts. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The gentlewoman.